You have fire in your gut? Okay, we're here for a reason to win games. So if you didn't have that fire in your gut, you better light the fire pretty fast.
And welcome back to Shaving Points Podcast, where we give you quick picks. We're going to do a quick 15-ish minute episode, give you all the lines for the week, give you our picks for the week. My name is Jayton May. You can find me on Twitter at JMay56, joined as always by my co-host Quentin Crisco. Find him on Twitter at Butkus Stats. He's fighting the Roro, the C19. So we're not going to do the long form episode this week.
Yeah,
we're
just the short this time.
Just the short. It might go a little longer than 15 minutes since we're not doing the normal one, but we'll definitely try to keep it short for you guys. So starting out Thursday Night Football, we have Patriots going to the New York Jets. Jets are 6.5-point favorites. 37.5-point total. So I have this game. I'm taking Patriots plus 6.5. I know dogs have been barking all year, especially dogs in this 6-point range. But I think the Patriots are just frisky in general. I'm not really riding the wave of 6-point dogs covering here. I'm more saying I think the Patriots team is getting a little undervalued. I think they're frisky. I think they're good. I think they lose this game by 2 or 3 points, but that defense is playing nasty. Jacoby Brissett's not going to make mistakes. Short week. I like the Patriots here with a really, really old Aaron Rodgers coming back on a short week, and he's looked all right, but Aaron Rodgers hasn't looked great, so I like the Patriots in this spot.
I'm with you. I got Pats plus 6.5. If you have the luxury of waiting until it's 7, see if you can get it at 7 if it moves up to that, because I like it a lot more at that 7 number. But at 6.5, I still took it. I just think these Patriots are feisty, like you said.
Yeah. All right, next game we have on the list here, we have Giants going to the Browns, where the Browns are 6.5-point favorites with a total of 38.5. I do not have this game. If I were to lean anywhere on this game, I'd probably lean Browns. This Giants team is just a mess, but I think the Giants could keep it close in a certain situation, but I think the Browns that defense is just so nasty. They're just going to smother that Giants offense, and I think they can do just enough to cover here. But I kind of also like under 38.5 in this game. Two really good defenses matching up. I don't really like either offense. So if I had to lean this game, I'd probably lean the under here.
Yeah, I'm staying away from this. Browns defense has been historic at home the last year and change. I don't expect that to change here. I think that, if I was going to look for anything in this game, it might be a Browns team total or something. So I think they might get some defensive scores in this game. But ultimately, I'm staying away slightly into the Browns.
Next up, we have Bears going to Indianapolis to take on the Colts, where Colts are 1.5-point favorites with a total of 42.5. I love this game for the Bears. I bet this game. I got Bears money line at plus 110 for this game. I think their offense finally gets moving. They played 2 nasty defenses back-to-back weeks where they've done a lot to confuse Caleb Williams or confuse the O-line more or less. A lot of blitz looks and everything like that. I don't know if Indy can get away with that with what they have in their DB positions. Hopefully, Keenan Allen is back for this game, but even if he's not, I still like Bears money line here. And kind of like the under here too. I think the Bears offense does enough to win this game, but that Bears defense has been stifling so far. I do not see Anthony Richardson and this Colts team putting up more than 13, 14 points, honestly. So I really like this under 42.5, but I'm not going to take it. I'm just taking Bears money line.
Yeah, I'm not actually betting anything in this game. I'm sure I'll have Bears money line because Bears fan. But I ultimately this one does scare me a little bit. I do think Caleb Williams is going to have a nice game this week. If you listen to us, I didn't say that last week. I didn't say that week 1. I'm saying it now. I think this is a game where stuff starts to click for Caleb because of the opponent, because of the way the personnel all matches up. But the Colts are coming off the most embarrassing loss that a team might have all year losing to Malik Willis. Like, if Malik Willis beats someone on the road, that's the only game that's going to be more embarrassing. So the Colts they're putting in the work this week. I think there is going to be a hard-fought game either way. So just a lean towards that Bears money line right now.
Love that. All right, next game we have here, Texans at the Minnesota Vikings, where the Vikings are home dogs, catching 2.5 points with a total of 45.5. It's another game I like. I think the Vikings have been playing good. I really like this Houston team. But you give me a team that's playing as well as the Vikings are right now. I mean, I know they have some issues at wide receiver, but Jalen Naylor has been playing well for them. I like the Vikings here catching 2.5 points at home. They're running the ball well. They're playing good defense. Like, just a solid team. And I always love home dogs. So, yeah, give me the plus 2.5. I might wait to bet this to see if it goes to 3. And if it doesn't, I might just take Vikings money line. But really like the 2.5 number and staying away from this total completely.
I don't care about the number. I'm taking Houston minus 2.5. I mean, actually, I guess that's good on the number. Like, so I'm getting the hook there. Like, so yeah, I'm taking Houston minus 2.5. This Vikings team, I just don't think they're talented enough to keep this up defensively. Like,
I don't
they
think
ran
so,
into
but
a really weak 49er team who lost Debo during the game, was missing Christian McCaffrey. That defense isn't what it used to be. They're missing Nick Bosa, I think, for at least part of that game. Like, I think Houston is a supremely more talented team here, and I think that's going to show.
I think we'll learn a lot about the Vikings this week.
Basically, I'm going to keep betting on the Vikings till I'm either broke or like
keep betting against them?
it changes. Yeah, like I don't see the talent level there. I just don't.
Yeah,
on offense I do, but
I think they played a solid game against San Fran. Even with the injuries, I think they played solid. But
so here's my thing.
I could just
Brian Flores can scheme up a lot of stuff, and it's gonna early in the season. I think he's a huge advantage, but as that tape starts to come out, I think other teams are able to scheme around what he's doing, which he's still one of the best D coordinators in the NFL. He's still going to have an advantage, but I think his advantage is really overstated right now. It's going to get weaker each week.
Also, I want to talk about this Houston team just a little bit before we move on, since we're not doing the long form. Nico Collins, dog.
He's a dude.
That dude, I mean, I think he's certifiably a top 10 guy in the league right now. Maybe even better. The dude is so damn good. Yeah. He's so good that you're sitting there like, man, like, they don't even need Stephon Diggs.
He's a monster. He's a monster.
And he looked good last year. That dude looks so damn good this year.
Yeah, he's a dude.
And who was Will Anderson? That dude, he was really good his rookie year. The first 2 games so far, he looks like he's improved greatly. And he was defensive player of the year last year.
He looks like he improved. I'll tell you what, I think Danielle Hunter's the best edge rusher on that team.
Oh, yeah, Danielle, but yeah, I mean, but you just
like Hunter was balling on Sunday night. Not taking anything away from Will Anderson. I'm just saying Hunter was like in his bag.
I'm just talking about, yeah. I mean, the Danielle Hunter was great. Derek Stingley looking real good out there. Mm-hmm. Like, they got some really young guys. I mean, a lot of people talked about that Derek Stingley pick. I mean, I think that gap between him and Sauce is starting to close quite a bit.
Yeah, it might be. I haven't watched Stingley that much to honestly say that, but like, it seems the Bears were avoiding him. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and he's an opportunist. I mean, looks like he's been shutting guys out. And I mean, 2 years ago, it was the gap was huge. And I'm still not saying Stingley's better than Sauce, but the gap that was once a mile wide might be about 40 yards at this point. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that Houston team, so much young talent, and then adding veterans like Danielle Hunter, and I have them as my 1 seed in the AFC for a reason. But Moving on, we have Eagles at Saints. Saints minus 2.5 in this game at home versus the Eagles with a 49.5-point total. Saints are frauds.
I think they are. I haven't watched enough of them to confidently say it, so like I'm just staying away. I don't know what to make of this. I don't
Saints
know
had a
what
perfect game
happens if
plan
a team
against
can stop the run against them.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if the Eagles can stop the run against them. I'm staying away. I want nothing to do with this game.
Yeah, maybe this is a sucker bet for me. I don't know. I think the Saints played perfectly against the Cowboys. Cowboys didn't play a good game, and it was one of those where those games happen throughout the year to where you look back week 15, 16, 17, you're like, how the fuck did that happen? So I'm not really worried about it as a Cowboys fan. I think the Saints are being extremely overvalued here. I got them at 3 earlier today. I took the Eagles at 3. I think the Saints can win this game, but should they be 3-point favorites to Philadelphia? I'm not sure. Philadelphia played great against the Falcons, and they just didn't win. And eventually, I think this Philly team has to put it together, but maybe they don't. Maybe they just keep losing these games,
especially without AJ Brown. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't love this bet.
It's two
but
teams I don't trust.
Eagles are way too talented. I think they ride Saquon. They have to ride Saquon. I think they keep it close. I think they stay in the number. I'll take the Eagles plus 3, but I don't love it, but I'm taking it. Next up, we have Packers going to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Titans are 2.5-point favorites, 36.5. I told you last week. I told you. You talked me into betting on the Colts. No, I'm not touching this Packers team.
No, I want to bet the Titans so bad here, but I'm not, just because it's Will Levis. Literally, it's only because it's Will Levis. Like, if it was any other quarterback, I'd be on the Titans here, but it's not. It's Will Levis, and Will Levis does dumb things.
Yes. He's done dumb things 2 weeks in a row. So dumb that his coach was like straight up like, yeah, that was fucking dumb.
Yeah, that's Will Levis.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, not touching it. Next up, we have Chargers at Steelers. Steelers at home minus 1.5. 36.5-point total here. I do have this game. I'm taking Chargers money line. I was a little skeptical on the Chargers coming into the season. They have found their identity. J.K. Dobbins is a dude. J.K. Dobbins has been a dude. Health has been his biggest thing. If he stays healthy this year and they ride Dobbins and Quentin Johnson all of a sudden can catch the football, Justin Herbert got a little banged up. I'm not even sure what the status is there. But give me Harbaugh going into Pittsburgh. I'll take the little bit of juice here. I'll take Chargers money line plus 115 is what I got it at. I like the Chargers in this spot. They're really, really similar teams. I just trust Chargers offense a little bit more than I trust either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson-led offense. 2 great defenses. Love the under here. I wouldn't be surprised if this is 13-10, something like that. But I think the Chargers can find enough offense to win this game where I don't know what the Steelers do if they need to find offense late in the game to score and to go win.
Yeah, nothing for me here. I just got to lean towards the Chargers for what you're saying. I just trust them more in the moment when they need something than I do the Steelers.
Yeah. Next up, we have Broncos going to the Buccaneers. Buccaneers 6.5-point favorites, spread or a total of 39.5. Broncos might be the worst team in the NFL. It's about time to have the conversation that Sean Payton's really not that good. Well, maybe not that he's not that good, but to give him all this power, to let him go pick his guy, and as soon as he picked Bo Nix, you should have immediately, red flag should have went up everywhere. This Broncos team is terrible. I'm not betting this because weird things happen every week. These big favorites haven't really been covering, and I don't trust the Broncos to cover this number, but at the same time, it's just a weird number, and I'm not taking it. I would if I did take it, I would take Buccaneers. But what are your thoughts?
I'm taking Buccaneers minus 6.5. I think Todd
Yeah.
Bowles' defense is going to have Bo Nix in a blender, just like he had Jaden Daniels in a blender week 1. Rookie quarterbacks and Todd Bowles don't tend to mix well, so I'm on Buccaneers minus 6.5. I think
If
they're
Broncos, if
Bo
Broncos have a
Nix is
top, if Broncos have a top 3 pick, do they just run it back and get another quarterback? They have to,
yeah.
right?
Just because you made a dumb decision at 11 doesn't mean you make another dumb decision by sticking with it.
Isn't that what Arizona did the year after, or did they wait 2 years after?
No, year after.
Immediately
they
after,
took Rosen, and then they took Kyler the very next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, I think they're gonna be in that same. But speaking of, we have the Carolina Panthers going to the Raiders. Weird number here. Raiders minus 5.5. I see 5.5, and I run for the hills. I don't think I've ever bet a 5.5 point spread in my life, but we have a total of 40.5 here. I don't know what to think of this. We have an Andy Dalton-led Panthers team. A lot of veterans on the Panthers team. I'm not touching it. I don't trust anybody on that Raiders team. When was the last time we saw Andy Dalton with meaningful snaps? Was it in Dallas, or did he get some starts after that?
He got some starts in Carolina last year. Best offensive performance in Carolina season last year was Andy Dalton starts.
Not very much. But yeah, I guess
he played some in Chicago before that, and he was fine enough. But
but he started 6 games for Dallas. Did he start? Has he started like multiple back to back, like been the starter anywhere else since?
Chicago, and that's it.
Okay.
And that was only like 3 weeks before he got hurt or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm taking Panthers plus 5.5. This is a Hail Mary by this coaching staff to say, hey, we're not going to let our regime be sunk by Bryce Young. We believe in what we're doing here, and also, Bryce Young cannot do it. So I believe the players are going to be behind it. I believe there's going to be significant effort in this game. Give me Panthers plus 5.5.
Also, J.C. Horn does not look good early on this year.
Does he not?
I was a big fan of him, and he was having a good rookie year until he
had a good few
most
years.
Of his rookie year.
He's been in the league for a few years now. Like he had a good few
years,
but they were injury ridden.
Oh no, this is his 4th year because he was Pat Surtain's class.
Mm-hmm.
So 4th year, missed his 1st year. Good 2nd year. I think he got hurt again last year. But
whenever he's been on the field, he's been good. It's just a big question of being on the field.
He hasn't looked good early on this year, from what I've seen. Next up, we have Dolphins at Seahawks. Seahawks minus 5.5. Total of 41.5. I'm not touching this Dolphins team whatsoever until I see what they look like.
I want nothing to do with this game.
They have way too much speed. I mean, I think they can screen their way to 30 points a game.
That maybe
with all the talent
against the right defense. Yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah, they don't have to push the ball downfield. I don't know what their defense is going to do. Geno is looking incredible so far to start the season. So yeah, it's another weird number, 5.5. I'm not touching it.
Yeah, me neither.
Next up, we have Lions at Cardinals. Cardinals plus 3 at home with a 52.5 point favorite here. I thought I bet this one, but I guess I didn't. I guess I took myself out of it. I lean Cardinals here. Marvin Harrison looked really good early on. I mean, they basically stopped trying after the 2nd quarter. They played the Bills in a really close game week 1. I think this is going to be the first 4 quarters that we see of that offense starting to click, and that defense is looking better and better. Hard to judge that defense versus that Rams team last week, though, so we'll see. I lean Cardinals here. Home dog. I love home dogs, but can't quite take it yet. And the Lions still, I mean, I think the Lions start rolling soon, too. So, I mean, I think the winner of this game can really catch some momentum and be up in the conversation for the 1 seed in the NFC at the end of the year with the way they're both playing right now. But I'm not touching it.
I got Cardinals plus 3. Maybe that's a foolish bet after the Cardinals just destroyed a division rival, and that might,
a division rival that they don't historically beat.
Yeah, but I have to take it. We're not sleeping on the Cardinals. Cardinals +3.
Yeah, it's just tough when both of our babies are playing against each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, next up we have Ravens at Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys here on the money line. I mean, they've been the best team at home in the NFL over the past 3 seasons. Absolute just shit performance last week. I think Mike Zimmer might have crucified somebody on the 50-yard line after the game, and they're just keeping it hush-hush. But I'm also terrified against betting against an 0-2 Ravens team. Like, there's no way the Ravens start 1-3 or 0-3. But I also don't see Cowboys losing back-to-back home games.
That's why I want nothing to do with this game, because it's two unfathomable outcomes, and I don't know which one wins out.
Yeah, so I'm taking the Cowboys. I mean, mainly because I'm just a Cowboys fan. I have to take the Cowboys here. And I'm fine with losing this game as a Cowboys fan. Like I said, the Saints game means nothing to me. I don't think it matters at all. I think they had a great game plan. They have a young offensive coordinator that we don't really know what he was trying to do. So, I mean, he goes in there, he schemes it up, calls a perfect game. I'm fine with it. I'm fine. Move on. I would rather lose the way we lost to New Orleans than the way Philadelphia lost to Atlanta. I'll say that much. But next game we have 49ers going to the Rams. Rams 7.5-point dogs here. They're catching 7.5, 43.5 on the total. Not touching this game. Injuries all over the place. I would lean 49ers here just for a bounce back, and the Rams are just so injured. It doesn't look like Cooper Kupp's coming back this week. Looks like Demarcus Robinson and Jordan Whittington are going to be the top 2 targets at wide receiver. Kyron Williams running behind a makeshift offensive line I don't love. So, yeah, just leaving this one alone. But if I had to lean one way, I'd probably go to the 49ers just because they're less injured, but they're still pretty injured.
Hey, I gotta wrap up quick here. But so I'm just gonna run through mine here. Initially on this one, I did have Rams +7.5, but then I was like, they're begging you to take that. I don't trust it, so I ended up tossing it. Then the only other bet I have is Jacksonville +5.5 in Buffalo. That just felt like a big number to me. And then, do you have any others that you want to throw out there? Sorry, I just found out I gotta jump pretty quick.
Okay, no, I'll just go through my college stuff real quick because, and then we can just end it there. So I have James Madison +11 at North Carolina. I think North Carolina's bad. James Madison's really good. USC -5 at Michigan. Michigan sucks. Georgia Tech +10 at Louisville. We'll see how this Georgia Tech team looks, but double-digit underdogs going to Louisville. I like the spot there. I have Utah, Oklahoma State over 54.5. I think both these teams can score. I have Tennessee Volunteers going into Norman. Josh Heupel coming back home. I think they cover the 7 there and really embarrass OU. Then last but not least, I have BYU +7 at Kansas State to wrap up my college slate.
I got USC -1.5, OK State money line, Tennessee -6.5, and Iowa, Minnesota under 36.5, and that wraps it.
That wraps it. All right, we'll see y'all next week. Quick, short episode for y'all. Thank y'all for listening, and do not sleep on the Cardinals.
Adios.
That's how we've won all year, team, right? Yes, you held them to 20 points, man. Yes, you gave us a chance at the end. I got 3 words for you. You like that?